How do you feel like the fight against Justin plays out? How long do you think it lasts?
If he's not gonna start walking backward, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round.
Wow. So you think-
as I always say, I feel that no one can match my level of skills inside the octagon. And when I say that, they start calling me that I'm cocky, that I'm this, that I'm that. But prove me wrong. Like, prove me wrong.
That hasn't happened yet.
It didn't happen yet.
I really want to see you versus Arman.
Yeah.
I want to see that just as much. So the idea of you moving up is great too, but I think Arman should be fighting you on June 14th. I think he's the number one contender. What do you think of that?
Listen, as I said in many interviews, I just got the call. They offered me Islam or Justin. I picked Islam. Then they told me that Islam was injured.
Sure.
I was said that I was facing Justin. If they call me tomorrow and they tell me that Justin is injured and I have to fight Arman, I will fight Arman, no problem. If they call me and they tell me that Arman is injured, I have to fight Ariel, I'm gonna fight Ariel.
Please
no
don't.
problem. Like, I can, I go whoever, whenever, just, I'm ready.
Obviously, a lot was said about the potential fight against Islam. Could I ask you, regarding that, were you going to have to give up the lightweight title in order to fight him if that fight came to fruition for June 14th?
What you said?
Were you going to have to give up the lightweight belt if they were going to book you versus Islam? Were you going to have to give up the lightweight belt, or are they going to let you keep it?
Not really. They would let me keep it.
Okay, because usually these days, like,
yes, this is a completely different situation than the situation that I had when I was fighting in the featherweight division. Like, I was very honest to them when I wanted to move up. I was like, listen, I want to live this belt because I'm never gonna come back to the featherweight division because I really want to change the weight class. But if I will move up to the welterweight division, it's gonna be different because after that fight, I would come.
With fight night approaching, Topuria relies not only on his in-cage abilities, but also on calculated words to disturb Gaethje's focus, as every interview and statement seems intentionally crafted to create pressure, making it feel like the psychological contest has already started. Yet across from him stands a fighter driven by unstoppable passion, known for facing any challenge head-on, without hesitation.
This fight, he wins his next fight, maybe we'll do this the end of the year. We still want to do this fight.
No one told me anything about it.
What is your plan? What is your hope?
My goal as a sportsman is always to achieve great things in the sport. So what bigger can you achieve as a sportsman to collect the third belt? So I would love to defend my belt against Justin and then have the opportunity to move up in the welterweight division and get my third belt. That will be my perfect scenario. But who knows? If
you did go up and it goes well for you at 170, would you want to stay?
It will go well for me.
I apologize. Sure. I apologize. Would you stay there, or would you go back? Do you feel like 55 is your best class?
Like, lightweight division is my best weight class. Like, this is that's the weight class that I belong to. But you never know. You know what I mean? I never thought in my life that one day I would want to move up in the welterweight division. But now you see, like, the whole situation that is basically forced me to move up because we have a guy in the welterweight division who was fighting in the lightweight division, dominating everyone. And I think that everyone wants to see.
Even before the cage is set, Ilia Topuria already presents himself as the central figure, speaking about his victory with such certainty that prediction and reality begin to blur, as he believes every major moment in the Ultimate Fighting Championship should feature the biggest names. And in his view, he rightfully belongs at the very top. But more importantly, he truly believes it and is prepared to prove it once the spotlight is on him.
Fall, you predicted, you wrote on Twitter, you will be on the White House card, right? You said it long before this fight card was even made. Can I ask first and foremost, why did you feel so strongly that you would be on the card?
It made sounds a little bit cocky, but I feel that I'm one of the biggest names right now that the UFC has. So if they are going to have one of the biggest events in their history, they are going to have they have to have their biggest stars in that card. So I knew it since the first moment that event was.
With unwavering belief, Topuria isn't just expecting to win. He's making it clear that his victory will come in the most impressive way possible. And while he acknowledges Gaethje's dangerous style and the chaos he can create, his confidence never wavers, as he doesn't just foresee a win, but one that will captivate and excite everyone watching.
Pretty confident that you're going to win in pretty violent fashion. You've already updated
not,
your bio.
I wouldn't even show up to that event, I have a lot of confidence. I know that I'm going to win. I'm going to win. It's not only that I'm going to win in fashion. And I'm very happy to have an opponent like Justin Gaethje. He's a legend in the sports. He's the highlights. And I can't wait to share the octagon with him. I know that it's going to be a very entertaining fight for the fans. And
as the conversation shifts beyond the fight itself, Topuria stays completely composed, brushing aside topics like fan opinion, national identity, or political meaning, having experienced every role in the sport, from favorite to underdog to outsider, without letting any of it influence his mindset, because to him, outside noise is irrelevant once the cage closes, and even questions about whether he represents Spain or Georgia hold little importance in his current focus.
Because you're fighting an American, all the important people in attendance will be rooting against you.
I had a lot of place in this sport. I have been the underdog, the fan favorite. I've been in many places, so I don't care. I don't care what's happening in the external world.
There's no doubt the UFC has said this isn't a political event, and I understand where they're coming from where they say this, but you do represent Spain and Georgia. Will you be able to do so at the White House? The Spanish Prime Minister, not the biggest fan of the current regime. Do you get questions about that back home, about how you're going to represent Spain in such an important part of America?
I don't really understand the question, but no.
Will they let you have the flag? Will they let you represent your country, even though it's all about America?
Oh, I don't know any of those details, to be honest. I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I didn't see yet the whole schedule of the UFC. Normally, they used to send us the whole rules of the event, but I don't have any of that yet.
Looking back at the matchup between Justin and Paddy Pimblett, he admits there was a point when he believed Paddy could come out on top, as that outcome might have set up an even bigger fight down the line. But ultimately, his perspective is rooted in the belief that everything unfolds for a reason, and whichever path lies ahead is the right one because he sees it as part of his destiny.
Okay.
I don't know.
When you were watching Justin fight Paddy, were you rooting for Paddy because of your history so that he would be the next guy that you fight?
Normally, I'm the kind of guy that in my head, whatever's gonna happen is good for me. But yeah, at some point I was rooting for Paddy because I was thinking that fight would be much bigger than the Justin fight. But everything happens for a...
Topuria admits the result caught him off guard, as he never imagined he would be connected to a matchup like that, explaining that he had expected Paddy to approach Gaethje with more patience and strategy, aiming to turn it into a technical grappling battle. But when that didn't happen, it left him dissatisfied with how things played out, and when discussing what comes next, he takes a grounded view, suggesting that fixing those kinds of flaws in MMA is extremely difficult.
Were you surprised that the fight played out that way?
I was a little surprised. Yeah, I was a little surprised of how bad Paddy really is.
You weren't expecting that. Were you expecting him to win?
I was expecting him to win, to be honest. I was expecting him to take Justin down, to do a different fight, to really fight. But what he did inside the octagon in that fight, it surprised me a little bit. He really proved that he's a little sausage.
Do you think he can rebound from this?
Rebound from what? From a lose, of course, but how he's gonna gain the skills, the technique in the sport, that's basic.
When the focus shifts to a possible fight with Islam, Topuria clearly describes how he believes it would play out, saying that for him, every major matchup is about delivering something unexpected, and against a grappler like Islam, that would mean stepping into his area of strength and still emerging victorious. While he shows respect for all elite fighters and recognizes the danger they bring, he also makes it clear that he sees himself on a different level.